Hey Sherman, thanks for the videos here. The depth of the hands is quite good. This seems to be improving nicely. Much better. Yeah, pretty good through there. Nice. So I'm pleased with what the hands are doing. That's a much more efficient, effective place to be with both of them. So that looks really good. Um, and then how you're doing the drill before I go into the kick. How you're doing the drill is quite good here. I would I don't mind you using fins either for this 616 drill because if you've got good propulsion from using fins, it just helps you with that sort of body position. But if you feel comfortable enough without, then it's not a bad way to just continue to practice the kick. But I don't mind you wearing the fins for it. But yeah, doing that drill well. Now where the times when you're doing the kick well, like there's a few through here where it's a little bit narrower, which is good. And there's times here, for example, I think when you go to get a breath, sometimes the legs are a bit far apart. Now, if you have a look at, where is it, from behind here. So, yeah, sometimes what we want to try and do with the kick, I wonder if I'll show you this from above. Quite often, the faster swimmers tend to keep their legs close together, like inwards, in towards the center. So I'm not talking up and down, but just inwards. They tend to sort of bring that in where they're more streamlined and they're narrower. Whereas newer swimmers or sometimes like slower swimmers, their legs are further apart. So if we get a top view here, have a look at this girl, Kia, and just have a look at the legs here. So you'll see like inner thighs, knees, fairly close through there. Hang on, let's get another shot here. You'll see it in a second. Okay, next shot. So just see from above, it's almost like in this in a corridor, and you're just keeping the legs sort of in this corridor. So just have a look at how narrow that is through there. All right, so really close. Now just compare it to here. See how your legs are coming like reasonably wide apart at times, like that. There as well, bit there as well. And so that's a pretty consistent thing that I see across the board. With some of the best swimmers, is they just sort of keep it in. Now I don't want you really working it where it's like you're having to use like your inner thighs and like groin muscles, I guess, to keep things in too much. But that's where it's got to go in that direction a bit more, just to keep it a bit narrower and tighter through there. So definitely improved, but you can see, some of them are just they're too wide still. Okay, so I think just practice that for another 2 to 3 sessions. Make that adjustment with how you're doing the kick. But I'm really pleased with the depth of their hands. And as you mentioned here, with you can probably only do 400 meters before it resorts back to what you would do in the past. That's common. You've done something the same way for a long time. You're not going to be able to sustain it over long distances at speed yet. That stuff takes time. The main thing is you recognize when it falls apart, take a break, take a rest, and then you can get back into it. So it's good to get to that point. You want to sort of push yourself to that point where it starts to break down, but then just take a bit of a breather, reset, go again, just to keep practicing that good technique. So yeah, in a way, you've almost got to take a step back to go 2 steps forwards. Pretty common. So as long as you've got that patience and you're willing to sacrifice the next couple of weeks of perhaps times and speed, long term, that's going to be the thing that will help you swim faster.